Hey everybody, it's Sam. Today is Monday, June 16th, and I hope everybody came off of a really good Father's Day weekend. If you got kids, you're a Bitcoin dad, congrats, you won in life. So I did not make a video over the weekend. I was taking that time to spend with my family, and that's the utility that Bitcoin really provides for me and my family, and I love it. So I'm going to continue to leverage that into the future. There was a lot of good Bitcoin signal and Bitcoin content posted over the weekend, a lot to do with MicroStrategy or strategy and what they're doing, all these Bitcoin treasury companies, a lot of stuff related to security, which is really good. Security is paramount in Bitcoin. But one topic I thought about over the weekend and wanted to make a quick video on is really related to legacy planning. And no, I'm not trying to sell you some inheritance program right now. Rather, I just want to start your mind thinking in a logical pattern that will possibly lead you to getting started in Bitcoin or continuing your conviction to stack more Bitcoin for future generations. And so the question I had in my mind this weekend is, what are future generations going to think about you 10, 15, 20 years from now when Bitcoin becomes the mainstream financial asset, the number one performer, the thing that everybody wants? It adds all this value to the world. And they're going to look back and say, gee, you were an adult making money and trying to save and invest in 2025. Why didn't you pay attention to Bitcoin? What else were you doing that made more sense than paying attention to the number one asset of all time? And I just want to prepare you to have an answer for that question. And because I think it's coming your way. If you're ignoring Bitcoin, I think that question's coming your way from your loved ones, unfortunately. So the good news is since you're watching this, you have a chance to think about it a little bit and change your position and get off zero. So I highly encourage you to do that. But really, you got to think about it. There's never been an easier time to get into Bitcoin. You can download an app, link your bank account, and buy $1 worth of Bitcoin within minutes. Most people have access to the internet, an iPhone or Android or whatever. You can get a number of different exchange apps. I would suggest Strike. It's the best in my opinion. And link your bank account, buy Bitcoin, start learning about it. Set up a purchase amount of $1 a day and start, watching that accumulate and learning about the volatility of Bitcoin, why it's volatile. Accumulate enough to the point where you can move it into cold storage and you get a hardware wallet and learn all that side of it. There's so much for most people to learn about Bitcoin, and you have to invest the time as an individual. You have to find the motivation to go out there and study. There's so much good content out there now. It's really never been an easier time. And so your kids and people depending on you in the future are going to know that you were around during this time when Bitcoin was easier than ever for individuals to adopt. And you were also around during a time when Bitcoin was relatively cheap compared to other things. And so, you can get Satoshis for a couple bucks nowadays, pretty decent amount. So $10 is essentially 1,000 sats, right? Or Satoshis. So you hold that for a decade or two, and you're going to have a pretty decent little chunk of money there. So that's just with $10. So, multiply that versus whatever you can accumulate in your lifetime or the next couple decades, and you could establish a pretty decent amount of wealth there, in my opinion. So people are going to wonder why you didn't get into Bitcoin. And on the other side of that, if you're already into Bitcoin, people are going to say, why didn't you stack harder? So people that are already there, hold a stronger conviction and stack harder. So anyway, the reason I wanted to make this video is to help motivate people that do not hold any Bitcoin now to think about the future and think about those that are depending on you and the world you want to leave them. Do you want to leave them a world of abundance, or do you want to leave them a world of inflation and coercion and diminishing value? Because that's the fiat system. That's the legacy of the fiat system, where Bitcoin is continuously building abundance and value And it's so early in the adoption phase right now that it has an astronomical amount of space to grow as a financial asset. And I truly believe that it will. I hope that it does. And the beautiful thing about Bitcoin is it appreciates and depreciates at similar rates for everybody that's holding true Bitcoin. So even if you only throw a couple bucks in versus thousands versus billions, it appreciates and depreciates at the same time. So when it goes up, 5% in a day and everybody's excited about it, yours is going up 5%. Michael Saylor's is going up 5%. Everybody in the networks is going up 5%. It's great times. Vice versa, when it crashes hard and goes into a bear market, we all have to deal with that as well. But that's really part of why I want to have this channel, is to talk about Bitcoin more, to ride the highs and lows out with everybody and just enjoy what the asset brings to the table, which is an incredible more value than what the dollar price really shows. So anyway, something to think about from the weekend. If you enjoy this video, leave me a comment, like, and I'll see you in the next one.